Hello everyone, and welcome to today's chat about Soul Plan and the Soul Plan training that I'll be offering in October, end of October. So I get a lot of questions about Soul Plan, and people are having specific questions regarding what Soul Plan is, what it's all about, how they can use it, and so forth. And I'm hoping to answer a few of those questions for you today in this short video. I hope you enjoy. So one of the first questions I get is, what is Soul Plan and where does it come from? So Soul Plan is a system of numerology that's based on the Hebrew numerology and not the traditional numerology. It was developed by Frank Alper and then later on developed further by Blue Marsden. We go through this on my website, and there's also more information about this in the course. There is also a book called Soul Plan by Blue Marsden that you can buy from Amazon or from Takealot if you are in South Africa. The next question I get is, how does it work? So with Soul Plan, what we do is we take your name as it is in your birth certificate. We can also use name changes that you've had during your life, when you get married, or perhaps even name changes that you've made by choice. So we calculate the numerical values of these names, and then we map it around the star of creation or your chart, and then we use that as a way to process and read and understand what's happening within your chart and within your life. Another question I get is, what type of information can we see or find within the Soul Plan system? So the main system runs around the chart, and we have within this chart a worldly domain and a spiritual domain. So your worldly domain is your first 35 to 40 years of life, and your spiritual domain is 35 to 40 onwards. That could vary, so we read each person as they come through. The information that's listed within the chart itself is within the worldly as well as in the spiritual. We get talents, and goals. So your challenges is where we get stuck. This is where we are held back in life. This is where we struggle. This is the things that we need to work on. This is our stumbling blocks. In Soul Plan, we've spent a lot of time focusing on these challenges. But once you overcome these challenges, they become talents. And so that is why we spend a lot of time on the challenges section. Not to bring to your attention all the bad stuff or the negative stuff, but we also bring to your attention all the good stuff, all the gifts that you learn from this, all the things that you can use to reach your goals later in life. The next thing we learn is all the talents. These are the things that we're already good at. So this is our yay section. This is the section that helps us to overcome the challenges and also how to reach our goals. We also have a section within the chart for goals, and again, this could be worldly or spiritual goals. And this is what you would like to achieve, or what your soul wants you to achieve within this life. So this is also a very important section. Many times we cannot reach our goals or our potential because the talents are not all the way there, or the challenges get in the way. So usually if the talents aren't up there, it's because the challenges are getting in the way. So our job as readers is to actually see how things fit together and how things move. Also within the star of creation, we have the soul destiny, and this is the center of the chart, and this is about your purpose and your direction within this life. So ultimately, I like to see how all of these different energies work together to get to the soul destiny and what that means for you in this life. When people hear that Soul Plan is a form of numerology, they immediately go, well, how is it different to traditional numerology? Why can't I just go and study numerology instead? Well, you can. Slightly different though. I find personally that numerology focuses a lot more on the mundane side of life. So it looks at your personality and then it looks sort of on the mundane things. What I love about numerology though is that we can calculate transits, and we can actually see where you're sitting at the moment and where you're going to, what may come in the future or potential future, and what has been in the past. Soul Plan does not focus on the past or the future. We're looking at an overall map What I love about Soul Plan though is that we really get to go deep into the soul. We get to go deep into you as a person and what you're all about. So a lot of it is personality profiling, but there's also a deep look at what is your purpose? What is it that you're wanting to achieve in life? Where do you want to go? What are your passions? Many times people don't even know what their passions are. And so Soul Plan is a really amazing way to get to those areas of your life. Ultimately, this is almost going to be like an Akashic Records reading where we delve deep into who you are as a person and as a spiritual being having a physical experience in this life. When people start getting curious about Soul Plan, the first thing they want to know is how do you calculate the chart? So I've already made a video about this and it is on my YouTube channel. I will post a link below, so be sure to check that out if you are interested. Also, you can go to my website, www.soulplan.co.za, where I will also have links and all kinds of things that you can check out. A question I get often is, do I need to be a therapist or a healer, or do I need to have a practice of sorts in order to learn Soul Plan and use it in my life? And also, what are the prerequisites for Soul Plan, for learning Soul Plan? And the answer is none. You don't need, there's no prerequisites. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. You don't have to be a healer or a therapist or a counselor or a coach or any of those things. All you need is the desire to want to learn and perhaps along the way help a few people or share information with people. In fact, I know a lot of Soul Plan practitioners who learn Soul Plan but never give a reading ever. Granted, these are the therapists and the healers, and they use the information to profile their client and understand the deep feelings that the clients have so that they can help the clients better. But you don't need to be a healer or a facilitator or a counselor or any of those things in order to learn Soul Plan. In fact, when you learn Soul Plan, you receive a certificate that actually qualifies you as a counselor and a coach, because the information you learn within Soul Plan training assists you and helps you to help other people, to coach them, to help them and guide them to find who they are on a deep level. From time to time, people don't read my website and then they want to know, how long does the training take? The Soul Plan practitioner training takes 3 days. Yep, you heard right, 3 days. So within 3 days, you learn the entire system, how to calculate the chart, how to do a reading, how to analyze the chart, the whole works. You learn the whole lot in 3 days. I am so confident that you could leave the 3-day training and move straight into doing a full reading afterwards. So you can do Friday, Saturday, Sunday training. By Monday, you can do your first reading. That's how confident I am. I've seen it with my previous students. I've seen it with myself. And I'm also seeing it every time I teach someone. When people get into Soul Plan, they want to know how many levels are there. Because as we know with many of these healing modalities, there's module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, etc. With Soul Plan, we only have 2 levels. There's a third additional level that you can add on. Your first level is your basic training. So the basic training tells you everything you need to know about Soul Plan, how it works, how to calculate the chart, how to do a proper and professional reading. The second level, this is the exciting one. This is an online video training, so it's already pre-recorded. And once you've completed your Soul Plan basic training, you can, and whenever you feel ready for that, you can apply for that advanced training, or the overlays training as we call it. In the overlays training, you learn how to do the fun stuff like relationship readings, business name readings, name change readings, name optimization readings. We really get a lot that we can do within that module. Nice thing there, it's self-paced, so you can take your time to go over the material as many times as you like. And in completion of that material, you then have a mentorship session with me where we iron out all the kinks. We check that you know what you're talking about and that you understand the system, that you understand how to use the tools, when to use them, how to use them, we fill the gaps. So that's a nice mentorship session afterwards. After that, if you wanted to, you can stop right there. You can actually stop after basic already. But if you wanted to stop after the overlays training, that's fine. If you want to take it another step further, there is another level called Soul Transformation Therapy. And that's using the soul plan system as a basis or as a foundation for you to work from, and then to actually take your work further. So this is a great approach for people who are not therapists or healers, who do not have any healing or therapy background, but want to actually support their clients that they read for, to give them tools and help them transform. Now, if you're already a therapist of sorts, kinesiologist or therapist, psychologist, or whatever, you can use your own system, but the soul transformation therapy will take it a little notch further with new tools and techniques. Another question that recently came up is there any support once you've completed the course? And the answer is yes. We have a wonderful Soul Plan family on Facebook, if you are on Facebook. I'm not that often on Facebook, but I'm there. I do pop in from time to time, but you can have any questions that you may have when you get stuck along the way. You can post it onto the Soul Plan Facebook group, and people are very, very quick to answer. My students can always come to me at any time with questions afterwards. They can email me, send me a WhatsApp message, Telegram message, or even call me. So if they get stuck with anything, I'm very happy to help and assist. And usually clients or students don't really come back with any questions. So training is really comprehensive and really good. But I'm always, as I always say, I'm always happy to help. If you're stuck with anything or you've got a question, I'm always happy to help. And finally, if you've enjoyed this talk or this quick Q&A about Soul Plan and learning Soul Plan, you may want to check out my website at www.soulplan.co.za, where you'll find more information about Soul Plan readings that I offer, as well as the Soul Plan training that I'm offering. If you have any other questions about Soul Plan, why don't you drop them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them, or send me an email directly. Again, my contact details are on my website, so you'll find it there. I look forward to hearing from all of you. I hope you've got a beautiful day, and take care, and I'll see you soon.